Yo, what's happening, y'all? It looks like we're gonna have to go this way today. We're gonna have to do it this way. So yeah, I'm early. I'm early. What is happening, everybody? How is everybody doing? Sorry for the abrupt start to the festivities tonight, and the orientation is not what it normally is, but we are here. And TV test, are you here? TV test pattern. Hey, everybody. Hey, CC. Are we live? Am I here? You guys see me? Yo, Dave, what's happening? Corinzin, how you doing? Yes, XJ. Glad to be here. Yes, indeed. Now, man, I've been so super busy today, and so I got the orientation wrong, and so now we're going vertical today. So it works good if you're watching this on a phone. So yeah, here it is. This is the way we do it. Woo! What is up, Chris? I am live. Yeah, it's early, right? I'm like a couple minutes early, but why not, man? Why not hang out, right? Ah, I needed this. Yeah, man, I was trying to change the orientation to the other way, and somehow it's hard to navigate, man. It's hard to navigate. And I've been super busy today. I did 2 interviews today, one of which is going to air tomorrow morning. It is an interview with Rich Renkin from James Tyler Guitars. And he is out in California, and he gives me some updates on what's happening out there. And yeah, so it's an awesome interview. And then I interviewed my old guitar instructor from GIT. He's now the professor of guitar at the University of Southern California, USC. So yeah, thank you, Paul. Thank you. The interview, we're going to air that tomorrow. The interview with Rich Renkin will air tomorrow at 8 a.m. If you're a Rockstar member to my channel, you can watch it tonight. And then later this week, I'm going to upload the interview with Professor Richard Smith, my old guitar instructor and amazing guitar player, and man, very wise, super wise guy. And that is going to be, yeah, dude, Corinzin. So that's the thing, man. I didn't get a chance because I'm doing this rapid fire. I didn't get a chance to include a lot of pictures of the guitars, but their guitars are the coolest looking finishes of all the boutique guitar brands, man. Their guitars are just smoking hot looking, and man, go add James Tyler Guitars on your Instagram because it is a drool fest, bro. The guitars that they are putting out now are some of the most amazing boutique guitars in the world. James Tyler. And here's the funny thing. So I interviewed James Tyler, right? Well, my old instructor out in LA, he played a James Tyler guitar, and that's where I always wanted one of those guitars, right? And as I'm talking to Rich, I mentioned my old teacher, Richard Smith, and he says, "Oh, well, we're doing a signature guitar for him." And I'm like, "Are you kidding? I'm going to interview him right after I interview you." And so I got the debut of the new Richard Smith James Tyler Super Strat, super S style guitar. You're going to be able to see that probably maybe Monday or Tuesday on my channel. Once I upload that interview, if you're a Rockstar member, you're going to get a first look at a brand new signature guitar from James Tyler. It's a beautiful guitar, amazing. And yeah, it's just Corinzin, dude, it's just how the universe works. I lined those up, and here's the thing. I lined up two interviews today because they were both from California. I wasn't sure that either one of them would be able to do it. So yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Yes, and he's from Oregon. Richard Smith is from Eugene, Oregon, and now is the professor, head of the guitar department at USC. Uh, yeah, Ricky, I think I told Rich today. I think I'm gonna have to get a James Tyler guitar, especially for this channel, because it's like the ultimate 80s hot rodded boutique guitar with incredible finish, but plays like a vintage Strat. It's got that neck that the work they do on their necks, man. It's incredible. So yeah, everybody tune in to that tomorrow morning. It's an interesting interview, and if you're a fan of some legendary players, you're going to hear a lot of legendary names in this interview of people that play James Tyler guitars. Set up a media company and write off your taxes. Chris, I already write off, instruments and stuff like that have always been a write off for me because I'm a freelance musician, and doing this channel, it's the same thing. I'm basically doing the same thing, except I'm doing it on a YouTube channel. So yeah, but here's the thing. I don't have the funds yet. But here's the deal. I'll make a deal with you guys. If I get to 100K subscribers, I will get a James Tyler, and it will be the featured guitar on this channel. So that's what we got to do. I need everybody to hit the like buttons every day and get those subscriber numbers up. That's what we got to do. But today's video, how good do you have to be to go pro? The video did great today, and thank you to Kiri. Thank you to Kiri for saying, hey, that's a really good one, because it did perform very well. So thank you, Kiri. Trippy asks, can you tell by ear if someone is using a pick or not? Is there a difference in tone? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely a different tone. You can get some guys that don't use a pick at all, and they figured out a way to kind of emulate a pick. But yeah, for lack of a better word, where's the check for my telly? FMP. I was kidding, sir. I was just kidding, sir. So yeah, thank you, Kiri, for calling it on that. Jeff Beck is a obvious, he's like thumb and finger. That's almost like hybrid picking. I like hybrid picking, where I hold the pick and then I add, with that's a combination of the two, and that can give you a lot of added speed. Yeah, Richie Kotzen is an amazing hard rock guitarist that doesn't use a pick. Yep. Jerry James Nichols, thumb player. It's getting long, bro. The wig it's getting a little unruly and long. And it's going to continue to get long because I don't have anybody down here to cut it, man. I don't have anybody down here to cut my hair, dude. I need a stylist in Tampa. Internet, do your wonders. But you know what? I'm just let it grow, bro. Just let it grow. What the heck? It's cheaper to just let your hair grow. So that's 2 interviews today. Then I edited the first one so I can put that out tomorrow morning. And yeah, man, it's been busy. Can you talk a little about building a successful YouTube channel? The Vagrant's Valet, I absolutely can. I can only tell you what I know, and as to where I'm at. If you consider that a success, Vagrant, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, and it's kind of like learning guitar. You keep plugging at it and keep plugging at it until it starts to sound good. And I would say YouTube is the exact same thing. It's a work in progress, just like Kiri said. And you just keep plugging at it and keep trying things. And sometimes what you think is great might not react as well to the audience. And then sometimes that you didn't think was any big deal, something that you didn't think was going to make it, ends up getting a lot of views. So that's that. I mean, what else would you want to know? I'll be happy to help anybody with this channel. Other than Noodling, what is the first song I should play on my telly? Solo on 20th Century Schizoid Man. Thank you, Vagrants Valet. Thank you. Yeah, man. You gotta find what you're good at, and you gotta do it and perfect it. And that's the best. As far as what you should play on your telly, dude, play whatever you want. That would be the answer. Me, I would improvise because that's what I like to do. Yeah, the Blu-ray. Oh, so bonus features on decline of Western civilization. That should be a very interesting video. That should be very cool. Yeah, Decline 2. Very, very cool, man. I'd like to know if there's any. I wonder how much footage is in the can that they didn't end up using for that. That would be interesting to see. But man, you know what? I'm gonna crack open my Red Bull here. Kieran, you sound like you had Karenzen. You had an amazing feast tonight. FMP, yeah, you're gonna be waiting a long time, bro. Here's what would happen. If you told somebody out in LA back in the Sunset Strip days, oh, dude, buy me a couple beers, bro. I'll take care of you, bro. And then next week when you're like tapped out and you need somebody to buy you beers, you go up to them and they go, oh, sorry, bro. Sorry, something came up, bro. I'm tapped out, bro. Sorry, dude. Dude, sorry. Totally broke, bro. Dude, I'm totally broke. That's what would happen. Yeah, no check in the mail. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I be trying to tell you, but you don't be listening. Wheat Thins and El Aqua. Yeah, well, we got the Red Bull and El Aqua. So we're having a good time, man. I'm glad to be here and have this is my stress release for the week. Just come on here and act like an idiot for an hour, right? You're reading The Big Tent, Joey. Very cool, man. Can I find you a tabla player? CB is saying. Where are you, CB? That would be the first question. And to be honest with you, tabla's like a bongo type thing, isn't it? Right? I don't know, man. I've never had to hire a tabla player. I've had to hire trumpet. Oh, you're in Nashville. Remind me what tabla is. What is it? There are a ton of more stories to be filled, Trippy. I'm hoping somebody contacts me. And I can contribute to one of these hair metal things, that's for sure. What is it? What is a tabla? Tell me, CB. And I maybe I know it's an Indian instrument. Look up some videos of Zakir Hussain. That's a good question. Is it in the woodwinds? Is it a woodwind or what is it? I'm sure you can find one in Nashville. I'm sure there's somebody that can play it. I'm sure there's somebody. It's a percussion instrument. SM, thank you so much for the $1.99. Make you feel fine. Boom, give me that shine on that $1.99 and make you feel fine. That's what I appreciate it. Roxanne, Spheres recorded a documentary of the '99 Ozfest tour. It was never released. Dude, there's so much stuff that never gets released. It's so tabla is a percussion instrument like the drums. You would hit, you would automatically recognize its sound. Is that thing that goes boom, boom, like at the beginning of Watch Murder in the Front Row? Yeah, I need to see that, Chris. I've heard about that one. One of the smartest moves ever made was declining to be interviewed for the second Decline movie, twice actually. SM, I hear you. Cece, thank you so much for the channel becoming more remarkable as well as in honor of the Mia song. Thank you so much, CC. That is incredible. That is incredible. Thank you. Tablet is the Sgt. Pepper album. Okay, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, it's all over that. Hey, I got a drummer buddy, CB, who he just might have a tabla. He has all those kind of percussion instruments, and he's a guy that will dub stuff like that, go and do sessions and put all kinds of percussion. So he probably has one. If you want, send me an email and I can put you in touch with him. And if he doesn't have one, I'm sure he knows somebody who does. Do hard touring startup rock bands get special band physiques, like muscles that come from unloading your own gear and such, day in and day out? Sir Thomas, I think so. I think I was stronger when I was out on the road because every night I had to cap my own gear. I had these heavy ass road cases my guitars were in. And while I wasn't like carrying them up the ramp or anything, but at the end of the night, I would be capping the gear and moving them around and doing some stuff. So yeah, I think there's road muscles. I think you definitely can have that. CC DeVille in the house. Hopefully Mia, Lisa, and Ace will make an appearance. They just might. Yeah, I would dig a drummer that can play percussion and think outside the box. Would help me a lot. CB, I've got a guy. I've got a guy that I've done a lot of film and TV stuff with. And he'd be a good guy if you're serious. What's up, Freddie B? Glad to have you here. Let me know. If anybody needs players in Nashville, I do know a lot of guys. I was shredded when I played bass mostly. Ampeg Fridge will do that. Yeah, carrying that gear, man. Thank you. No problem, man. Yeah, send me. My email is in the description for my channel. Send me your email. Send me a link to your social media because I do got a screen. I just don't give people's numbers out to everybody, but let me know you're legit, and I'll send you the guy. I'll tell you what. His name on Facebook is Mike, M-I-K-E, and his last name is Radovsky, R-A-D-O-V-S-K-Y. He's a writer, he's a percussionist, he's a great drummer, and I'm probably 90% sure he probably has a tabla or can get one or know somebody who has one. So find him on Facebook and tell him Bad Brad sent you. That's what I would do. Could 2025 see a metal renaissance? Man, I don't know, Trippy. I don't know. What kind of metal? I mean, there's plenty of metal out there. It's just not metal that to me is mainstream friendly. If somebody could put the sex appeal back in metal, then maybe there would be a renaissance. We're out of mics tonight. Yeah, we don't. Where's P-Funk, Dave? Where is P-Funk? Tripping metal is bigger than ever. AC/DC is touring in 2025. That's true. That is very true. AC/DC is touring, but most guys these days would call them a hard rock band. They're not really a metal band. 80s metal to early 90s metal renaissance. I would love to see that, Trippy, but you got to have some young kids willing to go out there and put the tight pants on, right? You don't want to see us old guys have to go. Don't make us old guys get back out there and start doing that stuff. Leaving. How you doing, brother? If you're right on with that video you made about rock having no roll now, there's no swing, no groove, no edge. That's exactly what I'm saying, Euro. You got to put that roll back in it. Got to put a little raunch back into it. It's got to be raw. It's got to be real. And the band and singer have to be a little bit dangerous. You look at all the great rock and roll singers, there was always danger involved. You weren't sure what they were going to do next, whether it's starting with Elvis and Mick Jagger and David Lee Roth and Robert Plant. It was just a danger and sex appeal. Gotta bring that back. Lilac is a great metal band. I've never heard of them. It's going to depend on the singer, though. The singer is the most important member of the band. So, anyone seen that Two Steps from Pluto band? I've heard of them, but I forget what they sound like. Do you guys want to come in?
I guess she wants.
All right, y'all make your appearance really quick.
Okay.
Where's the dog? They want to see Ace too.
I love it.
Oh, she wants to sing her song.
I don't want you touching me. I don't need your loving.
Okay.
Can you tell them what she's
I have another one. Panama, Panama, downtown, Nashville, slugging out and loving town, VJ, Nashville.
I think there's a rock and roll singer right there. All right, thank you, Mia.
Tell them about that song she was singing. That
Okay.
I don't want you.
I know. Here's everybody asking about little Ace. And here is Ace.
She took your cough drop.
Yeah, she took my cough drop. Here is Ace. And he's got one leg. This leg is injured. See how he's holding that up?
Potentially an ACL tear.
Potentially an ACL tear.
Along with
A fracture. So that's what we're dealing with, and we just try to keep him contained, but he's a puppy, so he wants to run around. Yes, the clan is all here. Would the wife like to pop in with, she's just got out of the shower.
So Ace is going back to the animal hospital where he saw a really great surgeon on January 23rd to re-x-ray and see how he's healing, and they're going to look at his growth plates and just determine if surgery is needed, but they're really
don't
thinking
want to do
against that because he's
so
still
young.
growing. He's still growing, and there's just not much they can do.
He's not going
Hi,
to
everyone.
Okay, you got
they
him.
love the guitar picks, Mia, and
all right, you guys, thank you for that's been our weekend update with Mia, Lisa, and Ace.
oh my God, she just put her tongue.
All right, y'all out of here.
Okay.
Get out of here. Let Daddy work. Go on, you little
See
chimp.
you later.
Go on, chimp.
Can you say see you later?
Mia, go on.
Come on, Mia. Come on.
All right. So that's been our weekend family update. How about that? Prayers for Ace. Yes. Yeah, she's singing Panama. I mean, weekend family update. So yeah, she's singing she's singing Panama, and she's also, when we were in the car and that Thunder song Dirty Love comes on the radio, and she's singing, I would crank up whenever that song comes on Hair Nation. I always crank it up, and so now she's running around the house singing that song, and it's pretty hilarious. But
Screaming through the mall, and I don't want you touching.
yeah, she's screaming through the mall. I don't want you touching me. Do. What are your top 3 vinyl records and why? Peyton, that's an amazing question. I would say Asia by Steely Dan would be one of those top 3. I would say, what was the other one I was thinking of the other day? Probably Van Halen 1 would be next. And then probably something, I'll throw something weird out there. The Jimi Hendrix concerts. It's a live compilation of like a bunch of live performances, and it was an album I had as a kid. I would take those three. An honorable mention, I would say Alan Holdsworth, IOU, just for sentimental reasons. Are you available for private consults? Yeah, absolutely, Jam Pro. Absolutely, man. Hit me up in the description to this channel. There's my email address, and send me a request. I do, if you want an hour of my time, I will do it, and it doesn't cost too much. I've already done a tone consultation with Freddie B, and yeah, so anytime if you want to just talk, or whatever, man, I'm down. I'm down. All right, we got 54 people in here, but we don't have 54 likes, so we got to get those up. Really, FMP? Hi, that's good. What's up, Scott? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Awesome. Hit the like button, everybody. Yeah, I hooked up with Freddie. We did a couple lessons, and a tone consultation. So helped him, work on his pedal board and just concepts of tones. Yeah, PM Crack, Hendrix Concerts album. It's a great live album. It's got some great performances. Is that on Spotify? I'll have to look for that. I'm hoping if this Spinal Tap 2 is a success, then we'll see metal explode. Here's the problem, Trippy. They waited 20, 30 years too long, is my opinion on that. I don't know, man. I almost think a Steel Panther movie would do better than a Spinal Tap movie. Or Steel Panther should be in this Spinal Tap movie. Awesome. Thank you, Freddie. I appreciate it, brother. I have fun, man. I have fun teaching lessons because we're all too short to try to, start from, this point. I want to know what you know on your instrument, and then I'll just go, hey, here's what you already know, and if you add this couple other little things, then you know twice as much. So yeah, and then talking about pedals and stuff, man, dude, I've been through giant pedal boards and assembling, many of them, and had professionally assembled pedal boards. I still have. I got to get out of storage. Steel Panther and Spinal Tap, that would be a great tour. But see, like I said, they've waited too long. They've waited too long. It's like you've got, to me, a documentary should have old clips of you young. Now, maybe they'll do some AI trickery and they'll have clips of them in their youth or something. But, I mean, how do you do I'm an old guy joke the whole 2 hours? I just don't know how they're going to pull it off, but you know what? Maybe they will. Aaron, blessings to you, sir. Glad to have you here. Yeah, I understand, dude. Freddie, yeah, anytime you're ready. Yeah, it takes time, Freddie. It absolutely does. Check out the band Wicked. They're a glam rock band of younger guys, and they're amazing musicians. Karina, that sounds like an amazing band. Where are they? Where are they located? Yeah, they could do Spinal Tap 2 in the nursing home. I mean, what? The funny thing about Spinal Tap 1 is the fact that they were middle-aged dudes, and they're still running around with groupies and all this nonsense and stuff like that. But when you're 70, you're not be able to pull that off. Okay, Chris, thank you for being here, brother. Yeah, play the nursing home. Now that would be pretty funny if they tried to do an acoustic set at the nursing home. That's actually a good scene. Wicked Lester, Up and Comers, 1974. That sounds like Kiss leaving, right? Phoenix and Joey, it's going to be at Regency. They're from Rochester, New York, but they tour and play everywhere. Okay. Very good to know, Karina. Have you seen them live? Are they good? Hello, Holly. How you doing? It's not entirely warm down here. I know Nashville is going through a little cold snap, but it's chilly outside right now. Paul would probably be able to tell you what the temperature is here. I have no idea. Yeah, Steel Panther don't get enough credit. They absolutely don't. They kept that style of music alive for a long time. But even they don't have what's his Lexi Fox. It's the band's changed a little bit. They're still great. Jeff, how you doing? Good evening. Glad to have you here. We're having fun. So tomorrow morning, my interview with Rich Renkin from James Tyler Guitars is going to be on the channel. It is amazing, and he gives us some inside stuff about the fires out in LA and new stuff coming from James Tyler Guitars. You're going to hear before the NAMM show right here on Bad Brad TV. Cut. That was great, Dave. Will you sign the script team for my kids would just kill me if you don't sign the script teams for them. What video is that from? Do you guys remember that? Yeah, Ricky Thrash was great on the Musician Mansion. He was the only thing I liked about it. Take it from this old rock chick. They're amazing. That's awesome, Karina. I'm going to have to check them out. So Wicked is the name of the band. All right, everybody, let me know. Hey, Joseph, how you doing? Glad to have you here. No, it's not. That's from the Just a Gigolo video, I think. Do you reach out to secure your interviews, or do they have to contact you? Some people contact me. Some come from friends that say, hey, do you want to interview this person? Some people reach out to me, and some that I reach out to. And it's not an easy thing securing interviews. That is a great question. And, there's a period of few days this week where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to even get another interview. Now, I've got one in the can that's already up on my channel. It's an interview with Lovin' Spoonfuls and Gary Lewis and the Playboys drummer, Mike Arturi. And that's gonna go public, but maybe not for about 3 weeks. So that's up in the members section. If you are a Rockstar member, you get access to all the interviews once I upload them. So yeah. But getting people to do it. I mean, I've had some people that I thought they would definitely do it, and then they said, I don't want to do it. I've had huge people like James Michael reach out and immediately go, I love your channel, and yeah, I'll come on there. And he's ready to come back. We'll have him back on the channel. We got amazing, Randy O, that came on the channel. Has been on the channel twice. And now Randy O's got his channel. Everybody go out there and subscribe to that. It's just it's not easy getting these interviews and thinking of them. Like I thought about it, and I was like, thinking of interviewing a general manager for a big guitar company. I thought, man, this is something different. People try to talk to rock stars and stuff all the time, but man, talk to somebody that's running a business of building guitars and doing it out in California. And I booked this interview with James Tyler's Rich Renkin. I booked it before this fire started. So then all of a sudden the fire's going, and I reached out to him and said, hey man, I understand if you can't do this interview, you guys gotta take care of each other out there. And JW, I don't know, but I will say this. I don't know. I don't think it is, but a huge studio LA guitar player who has a signature guitar with another brand found out in that interview, and it's going to air tomorrow morning, that his house is gone. So there are a lot of people that are near and dear to us. And we're kind of at a loss as to what to do because, my thing is, and I thought of during the interview is, look, a lot of the guitars that we all like, whether it's Fender or G&L or Tom Anderson or James Tyler or Ernie Ball, all of these companies, they're all out in California. And they're all have employees and people, suppliers and everything, and friends and endorsers and everything. They're all being affected. And I said, you know what? Everybody, don't stop. Take care of these companies. Take care of these boutique companies out in LA. If now would be the time to help these companies out because some of them may have to rebuild. Some of them, they're going to have tough times, whether it's the employees. And I think that could help. That could help those guys, people just like you and me. That would probably help the economy out there. Is if you want a USA made Fender or a James Tyler or or a Sir or something like that. Support the guitar community in California. And if there's an artist out there that you like that's from California, go to their website, buy their CD. Do prayer. Yeah. Any history with Southern rock? Well, I played with Colt Ford. That's probably about as country rock as I got. Caleb from Nordhalen lost his home in the Palisades along with 15 of his 20 guitars. I know it's terrible, and he's got a GoFundMe going, and it was doing really well. Yeah, a lot of history is lost in LA. A lot of legendary homes. I'm not sure that everybody's not going to be able to rebuild. I don't care what they say. Hey, Cardona, Salt and Light, glad to have you. They're not. I don't think that they're going to make it easy to get a permit to rebuild Malibu. Maybe they can't get permits at all. I don't know. But man, it's really scary what happened out there. And it'll be years before it's even cleaned up. Yeah, it will, and there'll be a lot of money wasted of, stuff that there's always the $100 hammers and stuff like that when there's people handling stuff like that. So it's thankfully not too many people have passed from it. That's they're just starting to rebuild Hawaii. I know, man. I think it stings particularly hard for this channel because it's so much of our history as guitar players and musicians is California. New York has its thing, and Nashville has its thing, and Austin, Texas has its thing. But man, that hot rodded, Fender, kind of guitar, and where that went, and Charvel and Jackson and all the bands out in LA and all that stuff and all that. It's just sad to see that potentially. I mean, people were thinking about the Roxy and the whiskey and all that stuff going up in flames. Anything could happen. Yeah, Sunset Sound should be okay. Right on, Bo. The Beach Boys. It's a huge influence. Yeah, you'd be happy to just be alive. Did you ever go to the Viper Room? Trippy, I played at the Central, which is what the Viper Room is. It was a club called the Central back in the hair metal days. And I did play there with a guy, if you're a big fan of that scene, that era, Happenin' Harry. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he was a promoter out there, and he would do these jam nights. And so we played a couple times at the Viper Room when it was called the Central, at one of those, one of those jam nights, at the Central. So Happening Harry's Hellhole is what he used to call it. So we played the Hellhole, dude. I know it's a Wednesday, bro, but we're totally playing the Hellhole tonight, bro. Dude, call some chicks. Dude, call some chicks. We're playing at the Hellhole tonight. Last minute. Yeah, it's last minute, bro. Come on down. I'll put you on the list, bro. Hey, yeah, don't put him on the list. Yeah, I'll put you on the list, bro. Thank you, Karina. I hope so, Karina. I hope it gets easier. Yeah, I got trippy. I got tons of stories, man. I got stories I haven't even started to tell yet, and stuff comes back to me. That's why I like doing these live events, because people will ask questions, and then all of a sudden I remember something. I would personally Euro, but I understand they're bluesier. They're bluesier than some of the like glam like ones. But yeah, sure, they had the big hair and the lipstick and the tight pants. So thank you, Live Free. Yes, hey, the gig would not be. There's no point in any musician and ever writing a song if there were no females in the audience. There would never be a song written. And that's not to say that the females can't write an even better song, but for me personally, that was the whole reason why we played music, right? That's why you do this. So yeah, not to be, whatever, but yeah. Did you ever have to fire anyone? K-Dog, sure. What? How do you fire? I mean, did I personally fire somebody? I think the main thing is you usually just don't call them again. And you don't even have to, in the music business, you don't have to fire somebody if you're playing gigs and you're just calling people for one night. I think maybe that's the key to, always having the best employees. Is just book them one day at a time, right? And then if you don't need to, if you don't need them back, you just don't call them for any other gigs, right? I mean that's kind of how that works. There you go. Tell FMP, yes, play some Zepp on that. Phone don't ring. There's a problem. Absolutely, Jeff. That's very true. We actually did fire a few singers out in LA back in the day. Yeah, we definitely fired singers. If they were not honest and sabotaging the band, which is one of my stories on my channel, we eventually find out about it and we go, dude, you're out. So yeah, we fired a couple singers, at least two or three. Why is it so hard to find singers? Well, let's do the math. That's a great question, Holly. The reason why it's so hard to find singers, and especially in the 80s, was everybody wanted a tenor. You want that tenor, which is a higher range, right? To cut over the guitars and to have the melodies that could soar over the band. And there's only so many tenors out there, right? Like I'm a bass baritone, and I could hit, I could hit some pretty good notes back in the day, but it's always hard, and it's hard because we didn't just need a singer. It's not like we just grabbed some kid out of the church. You got to grab a guy that's got the look, he's got the moves, he's got the stage rap, he's got the hustle, and all of that. And inevitably, there was never one that had it all. There's only so many Elvises. There's only so many David Lee Roths. If they could have cloned David Lee Roth, we would have been all right. But they didn't. And now David Lee Roth was not a tenor. He was a baritone. But he had he had swag, he had personality, he was a great performer, and so he could carry the shortcomings of his voice. His personality could overcome that. Yeah, frontman energy and good singer with any sense of melody. It's tough. Yeah, and he had that whistle tone. Uh, it's just so hard. And Robert's talking about finding a great bass player. Um, a lot of times in the 80s, in the hair metal days, the bass player was an afterthought. So most of the guys would just do. They had a whole career going do. So there was a lot of guys that did that. And hey, Mike, what's happening? Glad to have our other moderator here. He's probably got a gig tonight. Yeah, Vince Neil to me was a David Lee Roth. Yeah, and so was Bret Michaels, and so was a bunch of other guys. Did you ever play with bands that didn't have traditional metal band instruments? Ooh, that's a good question. Did I ever play with bands that did? Well, my LA band had horns. We had a trombone and two saxes. I think it was a alto and a tenor and a trombone. So that's pretty unusual for a Sunset Strip band, right? That is extremely unusual, but it makes sense, right? Yeah, we had, if you go and see on my channel, you'll see the video Shock at the Roxy. You do a search on my channel. There's a whole Roxy set from like 1990, and it's all shot on a camcorder, and it's over, it's the levels are all jacked, and it's old school. But you'll see, man, a heavy metal band, 80s heavy metal band with a horn section. So yeah, night and day horns, exactly, Dave. Yeah, it's terrible quality, but I mean, that's all you had back then. Right now, you would have better quality just walking in with an iPhone. It would be great. Kids got it so easy now, man. The Prince CD Come has some amazing horns on the entire album. Well, Prince, Prince, even with his keyboard horns on his Minneapolis stuff, it's killer parts, man. All that real tight syncopated stuff that he would do. It's good horn section. You can't beat it. And all through my time in Nashville, I played in bands with horns all the time. So thank you, Corinzin. Thank you. Speaking of that, Mike, I played a gig. Here's a little Nashville story for you. So Mike Holmes just made sort of a joke, right, with the first word in it or the second word in it. But I remember playing with a drummer in Nashville, and they went on a break, and somebody said, "Oh, what are you going to go do?" And he says, "Oh, I'm going to go smoke." And he says, "Oh, I'll come out and join you." He goes, "No, it's not what you think." And so this guy that we had on the gig was out in the parking lot. Yeah. And that's Nashville, bro. We're not talking LA. We're talking Nashville. So yeah, a little inside joke. You have to, it's YouTube, so we have to gloss over the seedier side of the music business. Yeah, he was rocking. Well, dude, Mike, we didn't call. That was a weekly gig, and he did not get the call back. I don't know, Christian. Here's the thing, man. I keep tuning into it, but I can never really tell. I can never really tell what where it is and what's going on. It's like it's really hard to get exactly what was going on. Yeah, back in the day, Freddie, they were roasting and toasting. Yeah, back in the day. And this dude was doing it on the band break. I mean, dude. So here's the thing. That was a funk band, and he was more of a fusion drummer and was kind of playing real loose 70s fusion style. And that was the point where we said, let's get somebody a little funkier. And so, yeah, it was never a firing. It was never a, we just called somebody else for the next week. That's how that works. So yeah, that's the deal. That's the, what did Beretta used to say? That's the fact, Jack, right? Ever get attacked on stage? One time, Jack, I was playing a gig, right? And it was like a Latin gig, right? And I was playing, and then they let like a Hispanic rapper come up and do a rap. And the idea is let him do a little short rap and everybody applauds and then you go on his way. But no, he decided to try to hijack the stage at that point and wouldn't get off the mic. And so I went up there and was just like, okay, and it was on my mic. So I'm like, oh, okay, great. Oh man, announce him to the crowd and, and this, and basically have to kind of take the mic from him, right? And he exits the stage, but he's like running his mouth and he tries to bum rush me while I'm like playing a song. And the bass player sees it and he grabs his bass like this and is about to El Kabong the guy. It's like, gives him one of those. So the bass player, he saved me because I was at that point, man, I was cranking into the next tune, trying to pick the momentum up from where we lost it from having this guy do that. Oh my God, Jason, thank you so much, brother. That is amazing. It is amazing. Jason, you are out there, bro. You're out there kicking, you know what. So yeah, so Holly, you remember Manny Yanez? You remember him? He was a bass player, a Cuban bass player. He's actually down here in Tampa. I need to get up with him. I need to go. He's in like a hospice or something because he's had health issues. He's an amazing bass player that played with the Neville brothers. And man, he's had a really tough go. And but I need to connect with him. Yeah, Manny Yanez. Do you remember him, Holly? You might. I mean, he was a wild dude. But I tell you what, man, he didn't even think twice about kicking that guy off the stage. I wasn't even paying attention, dude. I was right into the next song, and dude, all of a sudden I see him, and he comes up behind me with that bass, dude, big old Fender, jazz bass. He's gonna whack the guy with it. That's tough, Misery. That is tough. That is real tough. Man, thank you again to as Jason's out there, man. Thank you for kicking ass, making this an awesome Saturday. Tomorrow morning on this channel, Rich Renkin interview from James Tyler Guitars. Yes, we talk about the collab with Line 6, the Tyler Variax, but we talk about the amazing finishes. Please go check out James Tyler's Instagram page, but watch the interview tomorrow on this channel at 8 a.m. It's going to be amazing. We've got 87 people in here. Evening, Scott. Let's get the thumbs up. Man, I've been talking so much today. But it's just, man, it was the vibes. The vibes today with Rich Renkin from James Tyler, and then my professor, Richard Smith from the University of Southern California, talking with him. I hadn't seen him since 1987. Imagine going back and seeing your teacher that many years later. How many years is that? Yeah, thank you, Freddie. Uh, so yeah, man, it's just incredible. Yeah, I need to see that, Paul, and I've been watching that. Um, does conditioner moisture dry out hair? Conditioner moisturizes, right? I actually used conditioner today because I needed the hair to not be flying all over the place. Man, I've been talking a lot today. Well, see, Mike, this guy, he's a guitar instructor, and he was my guitar teacher at GIT. You would get one private lesson a week. I think it was either a half hour or an hour, and he was my teacher. And cool guy, man. And he would tell me straight up, look, dude, and I'll talk about, we didn't talk about it in the interview, but he basically told me, he said, dude, this town it's not who you know, it's who you know what. And he just said, man, he was honest. He told me, some stuff about the town and what was going on. And, for a kid from a small town, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that this town is shady and and all that, so that I could be, protect myself from the crazy stuff out there. And it's amazing to think about somebody that you knew for a year. I saw him at once a week for like a year, and then you never see him again until what, 40 years later or 38 years or something like that. And to have those conversations, and dude, it's this conversation with him, it goes deep. It's like philosophy and guitar playing. He has gone to the top of the mountain, and he was telling me all this stuff, and it all made sense as to why this channel is connecting with people, is because it's like philosophy. And he was telling me that about this philosopher that would get up at 5 a.m. every morning, and I'm like, dude, that's what I do. I get up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I whisper and I tell stories, and and it's just amazing, man. Yeah, dude, this guy is super smart and a great educator, and he was telling these students, look, you got guys that are going to USC, like graduate school and stuff like that. They can play anything under the book. But he's trying to tell them, like, well, you could play all this stuff, but what do you want to do? Who is your audience? So it's like, man, he gets it. He gets it. Like, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, I'm sure your students can play circles around me, but can they sell? And that, I said, having those basic sales skills and personality and sell your solos. I mean, dude, we all seen players that could just play incredible stuff, and you're impressed, but then it's not pulling you here, And I think, I credited him. Because hearing what he was playing, and he was playing groove jazz back then, and we would play jazz songs each week. We would play like a jazz song and just take turns soloing, and he'd kind of give me some pointers. And I said, look, doing that prepared me for when I went to Nashville. And I told him the story of how I was playing the Sunset Strip and acting like a jackass, and then go to Nashville, and next thing you know, I'm playing a smooth jazz gig. But I said, I knew how to do it because I'd heard what you were doing, and I knew, and we had worked on that stuff. So I was able to go do it. And he was kind of blown away by that, that something, just meeting with somebody once a week for a year prepared me to be able to just go do whatever. Just go play. It doesn't matter what you're playing. And he says it himself, it doesn't matter what you're playing as long as you're playing. There's so many people stuck on, oh, well, I only want to play this or I only want to play that. Man, as any day playing guitar is a good day, right? So if somebody wants you to play some dumbass song, you know what? Sometimes you just go, yeah, play the song. But also focus on, if it's a song that you think you're bored. I heard somebody once tell me, he says, well, I don't want to play that. I'm bored. Okay, well then play it better. Play it better. And I said, yeah. I used to never get bored playing some of these songs that people go, well, I hate playing that song. Because I would always try to find a new way of playing it or making it feel better or grooving with the drummer or I could always focus on something that was new, even in the most tired ass song ever played. You can find a way to play better. So nothing is beneath you. And our job is to entertain people, right? So, it's just, well, Bo, I mean, and if that's what you want to do, then you're doing exactly what you want to do. And that's your path. For me, I just wanted to play. I didn't really care what it was. And I thought I wanted to be rich and famous. But when I started trying to do that, and once I got a taste of it, I would not want to be that artist back in the star bunk in the back. Would not want to be that guy that has to go out there, and whether I'm tired or not, the stage manager or the road manager is going, and you go, man, I don't know if I can go out there, man. I don't know. And remember Colonel Tom Parker saying, the only thing that matters right now, as Elvis laid on the ground, dying practically from drug addiction and everything else, he says the only thing that matters is that guy gets on that stage tonight. Would you want that kind of pressure? Would you want to be, on your deathbed and all that matters is you go play the show tonight? I don't want that kind of responsibility. I want to be able to go, nah, what's the gig pay? Is that it? Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I can't do that. I would rather be able to take each gig as it comes, fill the calendar out, and not have to go through all that nonsense. Verona, we're going to say goodbye. Goodbye. It's just not necessary to do that. It's just not necessary to be. I am nobody. Here's the reality. Verona is absolutely right. I am nobody, and I don't claim to be anybody. But, I'm a guy who just played guitar for 40 years. That's all I am, and I don't purport to be anybody. What little I've done. And now I'm just telling my story. That's all I'm doing at that point. No problem, Paul. He's right, though. I mean, but here's the thing. We are all somebody. And, it's like, it speaks more about the person leaving the negative comments than us, because we're here trying to help people. That's what we're trying to do on this channel. Thank you, CC. And we are I'm just trying to help people and help myself. It helps me to help you. It's a feedback loop of therapy, because we've all tried and we've all failed and we've all won. And maybe by failing, in all reality, we've won. I'm deep today because I had a very philosophical full circle moment with my old professor. But you're right, Mike, this is a symbiotic relationship. And, it's just, Randy O is here. And this is a feedback loop of support. You know, I told my professor, I said, man, we get together every morning and we check on each other and we make sure everybody's doing all right. And it's just a way of you know, connecting with people that have a shared experience. And Mike's still out there playing gigs. You can't tell Mike he's nobody. He's somebody just like Holly is, just like CC is, just like Phoenix is, just like Bo is, just like Paul is, just like RDL is, just like Freddie B is. And you know, we got the success that we wanted. We got what we needed. And doing that full time and trying to be this guy, you know, trying to be a superhero. That's a tough thing to try to pull off. And when you fly really high, that high close to the sky, man, you're gonna come down at some point. And you know, it's just the reality. It's just the reality of it. But man, it's Icarus, Mike, absolutely. So, you know, I need this channel just as much as anybody else. And having these moments like this, having these really, there's no pension, there's no health care, there's nothing, man. You know, it's just we live each day and we try to survive. And man, Trippy, thank you so much, brother. I love all of you guys. This is the best gig I've ever done, because instead of just playing gigs and trying to get to the after party, we're helping people, and we're not destroying each other. We're helping each other. And you know, like guys like Dave on this channel who have just done incredible things. You know, we've done incredible things as far as improving his life. He's a testament to, you know, just, you know, doing better. Grigori, I am temporarily retired from gigs until the right offer comes in or I find the right band. Yeah, I'm temporarily retired. I'm sure something will come in, but I'm not chasing it anymore. I'm gonna let it come to me, and I'm gonna through this channel, I'm gonna probably do more than I ever did of just beating myself up playing gigs. I was beating myself up, and doing this might be the greatest gig I've ever had. So I've got a gig every Saturday. It's with you guys until you guys fire me. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Leah. That is so kind. I just, man, thank you, Grigori. Very much appreciate it. You know, I just thank you, Trippy. I appreciate it, man. It's just, man, this is just an awesome experience. And I'm lucky to have you guys tune in and have great friends. You guys are like the best in the world. And we're gonna take this channel to the moon, and we're gonna have one big celebration when we do. This is the best gig. Talking is the best gig. What's your favorite breakfast? Alex, that's a great question. I'm a little more of a Virginia breakfast guy, so I gotta have me some grits. I gotta have some Virginia ham. I gotta have some pork sausage, some smoked pork sausage. I gotta have some eggs and top it off with some toast, baby. And that's like an all-star breakfast. Yeah, I'm gonna be, I need Shiba Inu. If Shiba Inu goes to the moon, then I'll be a millionaire. And you know what? I'll still do this channel, and I'll still probably do it with an iPhone. I don't think, I don't think I'll ever, try to, get too crazy with the production values and stuff. I think the more real we keep it like this, I think the better it is. This is the sabbatical, Leon. It is. It's a sabbatical, and I'm enjoying it, man. Thank you, SOP. Thank you, man. We'll keep them coming. Amazing interview tomorrow morning. Don't forget, 8 a.m. But anytime tomorrow, you can watch the interview with James Tyler Guitars. And man, you're going to get the inside story of what's going on with the fires out there and those amazing guitars that they make and incredible finishes. Man, everybody subscribe to James Tyler's Instagram page. I'm going to put a link in the video. Bo is saying in-ear monitors or no. I think if you're on the road, I think you're going to probably have to do it. And so I had to do it as soon as I got out there. I would say that, Jack, do not take any financial advice from me. But yeah, you're going to have to do in-ears on the road. And here's the trick, man. Don't think that just because you've got in-ears that you're not damaging your ears. Here's the crazy thought. I would put the in-ears in, and I was playing so many shows back to back and just pretty much fried, right? I would play an arena, and I would literally have the volume like you could talk, or I could talk over it. I would have this literally like yacht rock volume in my ears, playing an arena, playing loud, because I didn't want to fry my ears. And here's the crazy thing. I would sleep with white noise blaring in my ears at night because I couldn't, any noise in the bus or whatever, I couldn't sleep. So, it's like you gotta take care of your ears. It's amazing that I can hear this. So one of the tests that they do at the ear doctor is they rub their fingers together and they ask you, can you hear that? I could still hear it. I had a guy in the comments say, your ears are fried from all the years of this and that and all this. I'm, dude, you don't know me. You don't know what I did or how many gigs I did. There were a lot of years where I only played Friday, Saturday, and maybe a Sunday. So there were all those days where I didn't have any loud music playing, and I would be in solitude, quiet in a house by myself. There was no SPLs. And when I got out on the road and I had in-ears, I could keep it rocking in my ears, so I'm hearing everything, but I wasn't out there frying my ears, like pretending like I'm, docking with a stack of Marshalls behind me, and we didn't have any live cabs on stage. Everything was off stage. So, yeah, the rub, Mike, it does. If you go up to your wife and do this, she'll go, "What the hell are you doing?" Did I play BC Rich? We did. Shock had an endorsement deal with BC Rich when I joined the band. They had one guitar left. Their guitar player took the other BC Riches, so they gave me one that he left behind. It was not a very good guitar, and I didn't end up using it because something about it just didn't sound good. But you know what? I do like the original 70s ones with all the switches. I love those, man. I wish those would make a huge, huge comeback. But this was a gunslinger. This was a BC Rich gunslinger back in the 80s, and it was something that they gave. They used to give BC Rich guitars to all the Sunset Strip bands back then. Trying to get it, make it like they were I didn't think it played good. I didn't think it sounded good. The guitars I was already playing, my Jackson and my Charvel and my Zion that I had back then, all sounded better than it. It just, I don't know what it was, man. I would use it if I broke a string. I would take it as a backup, and they wanted me to use it. I do like the Mockingbirds. I do like the Eagles. I do like the Rich B. But yeah, that happens more. But yeah, so that's my thoughts. They did have great ads. Yes, they did. So did Dean. All right, guys, it's been 75 minutes. I've been talking all day. I gotta give me old voice a little rest. I'll give it a little rest. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. Thank you. So Jason's out there for the donations and the other donations to the channel, CC and everybody. Thank you so much. You guys all rock. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for the interview with Rich Renkin. I'm going to go schedule that right now so you can go click the notification bell. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace.